Praise the Lord, and good day to all of you who are able to hear this program today, because I have a very distinguished gentleman and an honorable guest with me today. And the reason is so pertinent, so significant, and so vital to not only individual existence, but also community. You know, the Bible says it like this: where there is no vision, people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Today I'm honored because when we started imprinting our vision and making it plain, one of the footprints that would be necessary to assist us in accomplishing what corresponds with who we are in vision in order to fulfill our purpose is adult ed, adult education. Not only adult ed, of course, we also intend to educate and bring literacy to everyone that we can possibly interface with, starting with, we say it like this, from the cradle until, here we pause and say, before the grave. But we're happy today and honored to have this distinguished gentleman with us in the person of Director Kofer. He is responsible for the Aiken County Adult Ed.
That is correct. I am the director for the Aiken County Adult Education Center. Yes, sir.
And I'm honored. Sir, I'm so privileged that we have you, and you're going to be partnering with us here at Crown Kingdom Cultural Center.
Absolutely.
And we are so excited about it. I wanted to present you to the people and let you talk a little bit about the program and all that it encompasses, so that we get a chance to see here in the community, especially the CSRA community, how we have prepared ourselves to really see to it that we bring literacy to the area.
Well, I can tell you, we were overly excited when we got the call. We understood that you guys were interested in bringing something like this, to this part of town. And ironically, we don't have an area over here. We've got some in Wagner, some in Aiken, but nothing here. So this was very very interesting to us to bring this particular program over here. So I think I got with Ms. Walker, and we, ironed out and hashed out a few things, bless her heart.
Beautiful.
And then she hooked me up with you, and man, it just took off from there. We're excited because I've even got one of my instructors here with me today, and we are excited to get to work because we think that, with our program, Adult Ed, it changes lives. And that's all we want to do is change lives.
So one of the things you've experienced, you've got a little bit of experience in this. You've been in this field for approximately.
I've been in education for 33 years, and
33
23 of those years has been at the administrative level. So yeah, 33 years.
Now I want to say this for just a moment, because knowing you is through a source that was a very significant person in my life, and I don't want to stir up anything that generates emotions, but your brother.
Yes.
Reggie and I, we had a very good relationship.
In fact,
he taught me how to do infomercial. And he did the first infomercial for Crown. And I'm telling you, it really was a tremendously empowering and impactful infomercial, because people came in from everywhere just from the infomercial as it played. And he did a very professional job. And the reason why that was important to me is because when I found out your connection to him,
small world.
There you go. I said, if he's anything like his brother, not only is he purposeful, watch this, but he's hearty in what he does.
Absolutely.
His heart is in it. So your heart is to see literacy happen with adult ed, but namely, there are features in the program that it represents that seems to be a part of your conviction as well.
We represent people from the age of 17 to 85. I think we've actually got a gentleman that's 85.
85 years old.
We've got a couple of them that are elderly like that. And what we do is pour into people. We actually see it as a ministry, is what we see. This kingdom work is what we call it. And anytime you can teach somebody how to be literate, you change their lives, you change their families' lives. It's a generational thing that takes place once you help somebody to become literate. So that's kind of what our mission is. And I just happen to be blessed to work with 8, 10, 12, 15 people who share the same vision.
See,
that's when you can really, really dig in and get work done, when everybody's on the same page and everybody's, got the same vision. Like I said, a young lady that's here with me today, it's summer. She's off work. She's not on contract right now.
She's not on contract?
She's not on contract.
Oh, wow.
She is not on contract right now, but her passion is for helping people. She wants to see the program at Crown be as successful as possible, and that's why she's here today.
Our mantra is we care how we serve first. We serve first.
Absolutely.
Our first nature is to serve. All of our programs are about serving and servicing. We're servant leadership is what we really deem ourselves as. And one of the things that really makes the instrumentality that you bring a valuable asset is that now we're seeing that we have the heart of servanthood.
That's exactly what it is.
From both perspectives.
That is exactly what
now,
it is.
I did not realiase she was not in contract.
She's not on contract. They're off work.
They're off work.
This is their summer.
And that's ministry. That's that's what true ministry is, Doc. It's all about
absolutely
being able to still bring continuity of heart and passion to the work, even when there is no seeming reward for the work. We get our reward out of the work.
Out of it. And
seeing people get it. Go
ahead.
And
if there's no sacrifice, then it's not hard work.
Oh, my God.
There's got to be sacrifice.
Preach.
You've got to put others before yourself in order to do the work.
Yes.
And that's what this adult ed thing is all about. Because we get people from all factions of the world, of the city, of the town. I mean, they're on different levels. Some of them have large families. Some of them have small families. Some of them, are taking care of elderly people. Some of them are have 3 and 4 kids or whatever. We have to adjust to all of those things.
See.
And in order to make it work, we have to have people who are willing to do that. Because what's good for you as an adult ed student may not be good for Ms. Walker as an adult ed student. So we've got to tailor your needs, and we've got to tailor her needs and everybody else's. That's what makes it so special.
So that was my next question. You went right into it. This program, from what I understand, has the ability to regard the individual's level.
That's correct.
By assessing them so that the program is tailored to fit their needs.
Absolutely.
And that was really something that's very important to me.
It's an individual program. When you and I take, the entrance exam, which is called a TABE, your scores are going to be different from mine. We're going to have different scores. So my teacher is going to attack me based upon what scores I received, my weaknesses, my strengths. Your teacher is going to attack you based upon your strengths and your weaknesses. So it's an individual program. Wow. And it's not rushed. That decision of when you and how you finish your GED is a decision that's made between the student and the teacher. It is no competition with anybody else. There are no deadlines. If you need extra stuff, you get extra stuff.
See?
If you need extra attention, you get extra attention. When I'm walking sometimes through the center and I'm peeping in doors or whatever, we have teachers who are literally sitting directly next to a student. I mean, just right there, working with that student individually. So it's personal. And a lot of students who struggle academically, they feel intimidated raising their hand in class and answering questions or not answering questions. We throw all of that out of the window. We're not putting you on blast like that. We're not putting you on the spot. We're going to sit right next to you, and we're going to give you individualized instruction. We're going to motivate you, and we're going to let you work at your pace, and we're going to move you at that pace. That's why this program is so special, and that's why it works.
That's why it works. Well, you're talking to someone that was academically challenged. Mm-hmm. Now, oftentimes when I say I won a scholarship at age 17 in the 11th grade, I'm not talking about academics. I'm talking about my talent, my gifts, the arts. Mm-hmm. I'm a professional artist. I have a gift called aesthetic awareness. But the thing that was really a problem for me is one of the reasons my conviction is so firm about literacy. I almost fell through the cracks because I had a good nature. I was very respectful, very mindful. But I had an elder sister that went before me, and she was always like #1 in the class. Mm-hmm. And She graduated cum laude. I graduated cum laude quick.
Fast and in a hurry.
Yeah. So being challenged, I say that I almost fell through the cracks because I was getting very intimidated as I grew a little older. Between the 4th and 5th grade, I had a teacher by the name of Miss Pilot. She came to me one day after class. She asked for me to come up to the board and write the answer to a paper I had turned in that I got somebody to help me,
Yeah, I get it.
complete.
Yeah.
So she asked me to come to the board and write out the answer, and I was so intimidated. She saw it, and then finally she changed it at the last minute so I wouldn't crumble.
Absolutely.
At the end of class, she called me up and she said, "Finace, come here, son." She said, "I don't ever want to see you that intimidated in my class ever again." She said, "Listen, you are the single most, since I've been a teacher, you are the most persistent student I have ever had." She said, "In fact, you are so persistent, I talk about you sometime at home." And she said, "Can I just say this to you, son?" She said, "You're in a class, and I know you're struggling, and I know you're intimidated because I watch how you handle this thing sometimes from day to day when other students are taking the test, passing it in quick, and you're still struggling." Okay. So she said, "I'll tell you what I'll do." She cut out a deal with me. She said, "If you're willing to meet me at the end of class on days that you struggle," she said, "I will be willing to give you whatever time you need to see to it that you pass the test."
Wow.
Now, her name was Miss Pilot. You know what pilot is? A pilot is an initiator. She initiated my learning by showing interest in me because she made learning and literacy tailored to me, my ability. And that's why I love this program. I'm looking forward to the things that this program offers. Each of the teachers I've met, along with you, it's really been a fondness to my heart because you share the sentiment in conviction that my Wanda has here. She loves the students. She will go the last mile of the way. She does everything that she possibly can to see to it that they excel with tailored learning and without intimidation, that they feel like they fit. That's so important to me. And meeting your teachers, I said, God, this is going to be awesome. It's like now I knew that they were very relevant and ready to work from a tailored perspective, but to know that they're without contract, that's something that says a lot, because the heart of ministry for me that's been the thrust of my life. Seeing people get it.
That's it.
Working with them until they do.
Well, hats off to Ms. Pilot for understanding that all students don't learn alike.
Yeah.
And I heard you say you were challenged. And you know what? I beg to differ with that because you're an extremely intelligent man. You just didn't have anybody, or it took you a while to find somebody to tap into that intelligence.
Thank you.
So you weren't struggling. You had a different learning style, and you needed a teacher versatile enough to recognize that and teach you in a manner that made material relevant for you.
See?
And that's what you needed. When I came here to sit down with Ms. Bannister, the first day she leaned over and said, "Hey, my girl finished her test today." And I said, "Really?" And she said, "School is out."
Wow.
But we're still trying to help people even though school is out. So we're still helping people because somebody may have a job interview.
Man, that's been the story of my life. Go ahead.
So somebody may have a job interview and they need a credential, okay?
Yeah.
So we can't say, well, I mean, we can, but we're not. Well, school is out, I can't help you. Nah, if you need this job and you got to have this credential, even though they're not on contract, somebody's going to try to help you get that credential. So when you show up for that job interview, you're able to say, yes, I do have my high school equivalency. And that's what it's about. So we want to take our impact and transform society as much as we can, because it takes us doing what we do, you doing this, and all of the programs that you talk about that you're implementing here.
Yeah.
Man, that's insane, man. And that's how you transmogrify a community, by just feeding literacy and making people knowledgeable. And that's what it's all about.
Well, with your partnership, I tell you the truth, it really makes the job something exciting to look forward to. Because oftentimes we run into those areas and those avenues where we can go but so far.
That's right.
And this is where you take the baton and you do what we can't. And you expose the student to another side, another dimension of life that's very, very significant
important.
and important to them.
And it's a win-win for us because obviously you want to do something, within your church or whatnot, but we need to expose ourselves also. So it's a win-win.
Wow.
I am expecting this to really take off. I am. If it doesn't, I would be highly surprised.
It's going to take off.
If it doesn't. I think it's anointed. I think
yes.
it's already touched. I think
Yes.
the hand is already on it. And we're looking forward. I filed final paperwork with the State Department this morning saying, yes, I did, saying that we had signed an MOU with Crown and we were ready to go. And the state director said, hey, good job. Let me know if you need anything. We'll talk at you. Wow. So we are good. We've put in a request for the computers. We've already done that. So we are, we're ready to
already ready.
We're ready to go to work. We're ready. And I'll tell you, I'm a bona fide teacher. We don't have a startup person for you. We got somebody coming in that knows this particular program inside out, from teaching, from testing to diagnostics, everything. So the program will not lack any experience or any depth. It's going to be deep.
So now the program itself, we have this WIN certificate that one can actually get.
Yes.
This is a GED program,
Yes.
but also a diploma program.
Yes.
Can you explain for us the
I can
layout?
explain both of those for you.
Yes.
In our center, what we require, if you want a diploma, okay, you must already have at least 15 credits, okay? Whether you dropped out or things aren't going well for you, if you come to us with 15 credits, we're going to put you in the diploma program because it only takes 24 credits to earn your high school diploma. So 15, that's maybe 9 credits or whatever. We can get you 9 credits in 5 or 6 months, easy. You can have a high school diploma. Now, some people come with 18 credits. Some people come with 19 credits. We had a guy came in last Thursday. He needed 1 credit for graduation.
Wow.
It took him 3 days, and he got his high school diploma.
See, that's significant.
3 days. 3 days. We put him in a class. 3 days he was finished, signed off on it. He had his high school diploma. So that's the diploma. But now, if you don't meet those requirements, then we have the GED for you. And let me say this. Let me be very clear about this.
Yes.
I do not want to equate or put those two against each other, the diploma and the GED. Because, some people say, hey, well, I want the diploma, I don't want a GED. Well, let me tell you this. The GED is harder to get than the diploma.
Wow.
Yes, it is. It is a very complicated battery of tests. Now, we have people who can help you do it, but what's the final number now, Ms. Bannister? 87. We're at 87 GEDs for this school term. So that goes to show that a lot of people are chasing this GED because all of your 2-year institutions, all of your technical schools, they all take the GED.
Okay.
Yeah, you can walk right into Aiken Tech with a GED or Miller Mott or any of those schools. Then if you want to transfer to a 4-year university after that, your path is gone.
Okay.
Everybody knows where Florida is, but there's several routes to get to Florida.
I love it.
It's several routes.
That's
so
right.
whatever your destination is, wherever you're going, the adult ed center might be your route. The traditional K-12 might be this person's route. Doesn't matter. We're going to tell you that we're going to get you where you need to get to. Now, just because this person has a diploma and you have a GED, I can still get you to the same place.
Wow.
Doesn't matter. So we offer both of those. And when we talk about the WIN certificate, that's a job certificate. Let me tell you how significant this is. If we both show up for a job, okay, and if I've got a WIN certificate and you don't have a WIN certificate,
Come on.
9 times out of 10, I'm going to get that job over you.
Now, you all hear that? Wait a minute. Now, I want you to look at that camera right there, and I want you to pull that mic right there.
I'm going to say it again.
I need you to say that again because I need you to understand this is not just an ordinary GED diploma program. Listen, we tailor it to you. We make sure that you get the special treatment you deserve that you can become the highly significant and impactful person that you were created to be in purpose. But Doc, I want you to say that again.
That WIN certificate. If I show up for a job,
Oh my goodness.
and if Pastor shows up for a job, if I have the WIN certificate and he doesn't, there's a 95% chance that I am going to get that job and he's not going to get it, because that win certificate is a module of tests that are based upon questions and concepts concerning work.
Wow.
So when you get to the employer, he's going to see, ooh, you know all of the basic rules and regulations of workplace. You know that. And on top of that, too, if I have the win and you don't, I'll probably start off at $15 an hour.
This is good.
And if you got the job, you probably start off at $12 an hour.
Wow.
I'm going to start off a few dollars more than you because I am win certified. That test is so important that every high school junior in the state of South Carolina must absolutely take it.
Really?
Every high school junior must take it. And if you don't do well on it, there are other multiple times for you to take it. That test is just that important. That's how we increase the workforce. That's how we make the workforce better, because we're sending students work ready because we've given them obstacles, we've given them tests, we've given them all of the information they need to make a better workforce. And we offer that at the Adult Ed Center. Free. And we got to tell them that, Pastor. The program is free.
That's so good.
We ain't charging you a penny for this.
Wait a minute now. You got to sit out looking at my.
I'm telling y'all right now, the program is free. I pay for everything. I pay for the test. I pay the teacher. I'm buying the equipment. I pay for everything. I've got it budgeted out, and we are ready to go.
Man, this is awesome. Excuse me.
That's okay.
What a treat.
Yeah. So that bill is on me, and my satisfaction and gratification comes from when I get the email, Ms. Kofor, so-and-so got their GED. That's my payback. Ms. Kofor, we got 3 GEDs, right? That's my payback. We got 5 GEDs. That's my reward. Now, obviously, the state will reimburse you a few dollars for your troubles, but it's not even nearly as paramount as us knowing that we just changed somebody's life.
That's so good.
Man, that's priceless.
Man,
that is priceless. So we're going to help you academically, and we're also going to help you as far as the job force and the job market is concerned. So we're going to send you out there prepared.
Do you have any any cases, or I mean, maybe without name, but any special cases or situations that you can call to memory that really just sometimes, when just say the program itself becomes a challenge for you, just the thought of how it impacted that individual or those people, it becomes I call it monumental motivation.
Well,
because it reminds us of why it speaks to the why our purpose is so important.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. We've probably got this year 12, 15, maybe 20 of them, but there's one in particular, Ms. Jeanette. There's one in particular. We had graduation on the 27th back on, was that not this past Tuesday, but last Tuesday, was it? And it's a lady named Ms. Jeanette. She actually did our student address, okay? Ms. Jeanette is 68 years old, okay? Ms. Jeanette was testing and flunking. Testing and flunking. I mean, she poured her heart and soul into it. And these ladies would not let her give up. They comforted her, man, and they kept her spirits up. And finally, about 2 months ago, was it 2 months, Miss Bannister?
Yeah, it wasn't long after we came back.
Yeah, she passed that last test, man. And her speech, if I could get a copy of the speech that she delivered at graduation, man, I had tears in my eyes.
Now, you got to back up, Doc. You said 68 years old.
Coming from Barnwell, because she was in Barnwell. Her husband would drive her. He was a pastor, by the way. And she said she felt so bad that her husband was a pastor and she didn't have a credential.
Wow.
She said in order for her to be first lady and in order for her to lead, she said she felt empty. She didn't feel whole and complete, and it was bothering her. So she was driving from Barnwell to Aiken, and she came down here and she passed her GED, and she told that story at graduation, about perseverance.
That's awesome.
About, being shame, about how these ladies kept her, from feeling inadequate. How they would tell her, hey, listen, we just going to fix this. We'll fix this. We'll have you up. We'll have you going. I mean, it was tearful. When Miss Jeanette passed her last test, it was like, a huge party around the Adult Ed Center. So when I say, this program works for everybody, it does.
So
work
so
for
you're
everybody.
telling me now a real account of how the challenged self-esteem
Absolutely.
really becomes a party
Absolutely.
to this as well.
Absolutely.
It,
And see, here's where the teaching comes in at, and I can't harp on this enough. The staff that we have are 100% non-shockable. You can tell them,
I know what that means. Go
yeah,
ahead.
you can tell them anything about, and they'll say, oh, okay, but anyway, turn to page 194, that's it. They're not getting ready to look at you and go, oh, really? Oh, you were in the jail report, really? Okay, well, you out of the jail report now.
Right.
You sitting in this desk now, and guess what? We're getting ready to get you a GED. They are tailored for that. And that doesn't happen a whole lot in a traditional K-12 class.
Right.
Okay, you come in and if you got a little dust on you or whatever, you're gonna get pushed to the side. That's just how it is. But here, man, we have 4 or 5 teachers who they don't care. They don't care where you came from. They don't care. We call them barriers. They don't care what your barriers are. All they want is a GED for you. That's what they're hunting. They're hunting a GED.
So this program is designed to break barriers and chart new courses.
Absolutely, 100%. And we've done it 87 times this year. So not including the diploma track, because we have 77 diplomas.
Wow.
Yes. So we have well over 160 credentials between the two. So we're offering whatever your needs are, we're offering that. And we genuinely think that we could help you. But the first thing we want to do is make you comfortable in the program, because I think that's the key. Because once you become vulnerable and once you let those teachers inside, they're going to work the magic from that point on.
Wow. So again, the age for the program
17. You must be at least 17.
at least 17,
Yep.
but it can go from 17
until
until
17 until you don't know how to learn anymore.
and the program starts. Our startup date is
July 21st. There will be registration and all of that stuff will take place here July 21st, and Ms. Bannister will be here conducting all of that. She'll be giving all of the instructions. Therefore, after that, kind of gonna let her, give instructions based upon what the crowd is like. If there's a big crowd, she may give a different set of instructions. If there's a smaller crowd, she may start testing right away or whatever. So we'll let her give instructions based upon what the turnout is about. But it's going to be from 9 to 12.
Okay.
Starting July 21st,
July
and that will be
21st.
Monday through Thursday. Every day, Monday through Thursday. If there's any class cancellation, you'll get an email or a text message saying, such and such and such, we can't have class there, we'll resume whenever. But we follow the same schedule as the Aiken County School District.
Okay.
So spring break, Christmas break, Thanksgiving, all of that is unilateral with the school district.
Wow.
But we will walk in here Thursday, that Monday, the 21st, accepting registration packets from students.
July 20.
July 21st, right
At
here, 9 o'clock,
9 o'clock.
right here at this place.
Okay. Here at Crown Kingdom
Here
Cultural
at Crown, right here.
Now, in a few minutes, we're going to bring one of your illustrious teachers.
Yes, Ms. Amber Bannister.
Miss
Yeah.
Amber Bannister.
Yes.
And she is going to show us some of
Ms.
the...
Bannister is going to let people know what to expect when you come into her class and the other teachers too, because it's the same mindset. That they may use different methodology, but it's the same mindset or the same intent on how we want to deal with learners. So she's going to relax you. She's going to make you understand that it's okay that you don't know. It's okay that school wasn't good for you. It's okay that you had 3 babies. It's okay.
It's okay.
Nobody cares.
Right.
I'm here for you. And they also have a little chip on their shoulder too, because
This is good.
they like breaking through that.
Beautiful.
They like breaking through that.
I said barrier breaking.
The harder the case is, the more determined they
Oh,
are to
this
get
is
you
good.
out. The more
Yeah.
determined they are to get your GED. And they compete with each other at the center too. Oh, I bet you I get more GEDs than you. I bet you don't. They compete. And I like the competition because it equals effort.
Yes.
And sometimes that effort is more than 100%, which is even better because we're giving students more than 100%.
Yes.
So I let them go, man. I don't put a lot of barriers on them. I let them go because we need to get them GEDs and get people literate and change lives.
Wow. Well, I'm excited. Again, is there anything you'd like to say in closing? That because it's been such an honor. I'm so glad you gave us an insight into the program and the format. So we get a chance to see that everyone can come as long as they're age 17. Doesn't matter where they're from. It's throughout the CSRA.
Throughout Carolina.
Throughout Carolina.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's very important, though, that you get yourself in position to show up July 21st.
July 21st.
At 9
a.m. Somebody will be here waiting for you, I promise you.
I love it. Anything else you'd like to say?
Pastor, it's just a privilege, man, to sit here with you. Every time we talk, the conversation is always stimulating and intriguing, and it's a pleasure. And I am super excited about the relationship, the collaboration that we have going here. I think God is in the midst. I think He's anointed it already. And I am looking for big things. So, hey, pack the sanctuary up July 21st. Y'all come on. It don't matter how many of y'all it is.
We got the space to handle them.
I'll send Miss Bannister some help if it's too many of them, boy. Or I'll come myself, all right?
I love it.
I will show up myself.
I love it.
I will show up for this guy,
yes,
all right?
Sir.
For Pastor Bush, I'll come myself, all right? And that's all I want to say.
Well, the partnership speaks volumes. We started an innovation program, and this is innovative right here.
Absolutely.
The fact that we partner in changing lives together.
Absolutely.
And so in just a few minutes, we're going to be right back. I'm going to allow our representative here at Crown, Sister Wanda Walker. She's an educator herself. Very, very, very special hand in the lives of many people in schools across. She works mainly in the Georgia area, but she attends church here, praise God. And we're excited about what's going to happen. So stay with us for just a few minutes. We'll be right back, and we're going to let these two ladies show you some ins and outs of the program that you will be a part of. All right. Thanks again, sir.
Thank you, Pastor.
So honor. Yes, sir.